Whoa there, Powder Woman. You still didn't manage to blow yourself up?
Pretty quiet around here, huh?
Yeah, too quiet for my taste. Do you really imagine the Deadwalkers are going to forget about this place just because this swamp is dangerous?
No, but it'll slow them down, and maybe we'll see them coming.
Ha! You can bet your ass they're already... There's something in the air that stinks, and I don't mean the locals either. I
have a few questions. Do you think we can win against...
Against the Deadwalker army? No chance.
What do you mean?
Only that sometimes you have to try to chop off the head, you know? That bunch of walking corpses wouldn't be...
I guess you're right.
There was a time, way back, you know, when there were so many of us and those two assholes fought over how to and the result? We had our... I guess what I'm trying to say is that the Deadwalkers are...
So?
Now you're thinking straight.
See you later.
Yeah, who are you? One of them fucking mercenaries?
Fucking mercenary, yeah. Sounds about...
You know what I call your lot? Or blade.
Maybe if you were to do something about your bad breath, the whores would let you...
Go fuck yourself, or blade. You again? I thought I...
My goodness, let's see. You're not pissing blood, you're not vomiting your gut. And now you'll excuse me, but I have other
Take it easy there, Doc.
You could be Blackstorm himself for all I care. Now...
Here we go. Another one of these hick rep...
Call me a hick one more time, and I'll...
let's all remain calm, shall we? Please forgive my error. So, what can...
Show me what you have for sale.
Gold. So,
Show me what you have for sale.
Swamp is our best defense. Happily, the wildlife are just as keen on attacking the deadwalkers as they are the villagers. But the situation here in Valvanor grows worse daily. And each new wave of refugees increases the risk of drawing unwanted attention to this jungle.
No Ice Lord scouts who find this village will ever escape to tell the tale. Of that, I can assure you. Also, my men are reinforcing your defenses. Forgive me for saying, but you have some serious weak points. Especially the defenses around that refugee camp of yours.
The arrival of the Freeborn Blades and the Red Scribes has greatly improved our chances of survival, Captain. Believe me when I say that we are most grateful to have you with us. Needless to say, your men and the Red Scribes are welcome and free to go where they will. But as for any other newcomers, our gates are closed. You must understand that our food stores are as limited as our abilities to defend our village. Until you arrived, we had but one person who was even vaguely capable of treating our injured. And the case of Prince Orendil was completely beyond her skills. And there is this beast story. Doubtless another fairy tale, the fruit of an alcohol-addled brain. Nonetheless, several of the Watch have gone missing. Something hidden in these swamps is causing these disappearances, but we cannot risk sacrificing any more of the few men remaining to us on sending patrols. Large groups entail moving chrysalids that are unmanageable. The others quite simply do not return.
Silence.
If I were to listen to everyone, I would need 10 times the number of men I have to verify the truth of every tale.
Enough! You must aid me to do this. I am not able to do that. Your endless wailings are unbearable.
In the name of Vulcan?
But by the gods, man, what is...
This world is condemned. The cold hath invaded its ground, its souls, and its heart. Yet here you stand, waving your limbs like fish taken from the water. Miserably shuffling about to conserve the illusion of warmth and life, and not feel the passing of your last breath, while I must endure your wailings and lamentations.
Vulcan, stop this nonsense immediately.
It is not she who speaks.
All doth fall to ruin about you, yet you still bewail your loose bowels and vomitings. You cannot vanquish your dead walkers, no more than you can vanquish their necromancer masters. They draw their power from the very heart of the world. They drink it, they suckle it dry. Your only chance to cleanse what your own hath corrupted is to go to the world heart and liberate it from its servitude.
The World Heart is a myth, a forgotten fairy tale, no more real than dragons or dwarves.
A myth? Continue hiding behind thy puny barricades, and thou wilt soon join thy myths and fairy tales.
Cease your pretense. I know you have returned to consciousness.
What the hell happened? I was just listening to the steward blabbing away with the captain, and then...
And then you lost control.
I don't know. It's like something in my head zapped me so it could use my mouth. But I was still there, still thinking what I was saying.
This is not the first time you have felt this presence manifest itself.
No. It's been there since the temple. It's also in my dreams, I think.
Interesting. It would seem that your body is host to some other entity. And it is clearly a spirit of fire.
No kidding. I've got a demon in my head.
Something of the kind. In truth, I could not say what it is. Not yet, at least.
Don't make me laugh. After all, it's you and your disciples that let this thing out of its cage, right?
That has nothing to do with it. Do you have any idea of the implications of this incident?
If it happens again a couple of days from now, they'll all start spitting and throwing rocks at me. I guess I'll have to watch out.
I fear that is the least of your worries. Obviously, you haven't understood. There is not enough space inside you for two souls. That demon wants your body.
Ha! Thou thinkest I crave the body of a mortal? I am a prisoner here. My place...
It will not hesitate to lie to you, to tell you that which you wish to hear, so that you will...
I never asked for this cage. I never asked to be forced to hear thy every thought. It is...
It speaks to you. Do not listen to it. Cast it from you. If you do not...
Hey, take it easy. One at a time, huh? I'm gonna go take a walk.
Miss Vulcan, what brings...
I've got a few questions.
I imagine there are few.
How come it's you that's...
What a question. You imagine I'm... The chief of the watch has trouble organizing 3 peasants. And regardless of your reputation... So yes, it is indeed...
Well, hell, I'm glad. What can you tell me about the people of...
Before the war, there were just a few families here. These days, they survive as best they can. These woods are fruitful.
But you've got your guards.
They hardly qualify as an armed militia. Most of the real fighters left the village as soon as war broke out. Sadly, the man is a walking beer keg who could...
Who were all those refugees?
The war with the Ice Lords has driven many from the... I have tried to accommodate as many as... We are reaching the end of our reserves, and really...
The refugees can't all be dead weight. Some...
Oh, if only. Believe me, these peasants have been fleeing from town. The best and strongest of them.
The healing house. It's a pretty good thing?
If you say so. As time has gone by, the healing house is drawn. When it opened its doors a year ago, the sense of relief was palpable. Thanks to them, we were spared many plagues. But as the war dragged on, the endless... 6 months ago, our worst nightmares were for... The refugees just keep...
I need a blacksmith.
With none more qualified. I suppose I should... Before the war, he was a sort of artist. But he's the only one here.
The captain wants me to help your village.
With our shortages of food and fighting men, our war... Sadly, I fear that these are not the sort of problems you're used to.
Maybe I'll surprise you. I need the reports about...
I fear I am unable to be of help. All I know is that several villagers have vanished. One villager is at present in the doctor's care, following a supposed encounter with the said. These swamps are crawling with dangers. There is nothing to suggest anything out of the ordinary. The refugees are always inventing horror stories in an attempt.
It might be worth checking out. You said you lost one of your...
That is so. You should speak with... Now that we have more able bodies to go...
Your sentries. How can I put this? At first, if you're stupid and incompetent, you should be digging turnips, not taking care of secure...
You're beginning to worry me.
Are you kidding me? The state of their weapons is enough to make you cry.
Personally, I'm not capable of judging the aptitude of our sentry. Doubtless, you should share your observations with Mason, the chief of the watch.
Wouldn't be the first I've seen. So what's the problem with the heal?
Quite simply, Mirana cannot keep up. She spends every waking... She thinks she's fooling me. I believe they wish to continue handing out our food
So, you want some?
Why, I never suggested any such thing. I just wish... But I have asked nothing of you.
We'll talk again later.
Greetings, mercenary.
Can I have a look at your stuff?
Vulcan, you must help me.
Well, I'm happy to see that my talents as a doctor are fine.
There's no doubt an explosion would cure him of all his ills forever. But I was actually thinking about your connections with the Red Scribes.
I wouldn't exactly call myself a friend of it. So, is the
He is still in a coma.
I'm going to speak with the Red Scribe's doctor.
Thank you.
I'll leave you here.
Haven't you anything better to do than bother me?
Hang on a sec. The steward himself said...
Wonderful. I've been after him for months to get me some help, and he sends me an armed ape.
Hey, I'm...
Really? Well, in that case, I need some black ochre water lilies, some root of varatane, and since you're so clever, you won't have any trouble recognizing them and bringing them back.
Insolent little bitch.
Even I would be unable to recognize those herbs without the help of my father or of Sylvan. I think that this woman is...
Is that so? Well, the fact is, I have great need of those.
I'm no fucking herbalist, and you know it. Either you need help, and you want me to handle it, or you don't.
Well then, In fact, there is something that you could doubt. I'm worried about my assistant Haman. I haven't seen him for a while now, and I fear he might have gone in. We're forced to venture further and further in to find the plants we need. With all that's been going on...
Stop.
Please find him. He's a good boy. He's done...
If I'm gonna go slogging through the swamp...
Yes, that's a good idea. I would be grateful to you. But for the rest, basically, I need food, medicinal herbs, and of course, I'll give you the parchment that I made for Haman to help you recognize this.
Right. Plants, potions...
That would be lovely.
I found you a few... Ah, shit. I don't have enough yet. I'll be back later. I'll take my leave.
Vulcan, unless I miss my guess. What brings you here?
Let's talk about your... I found you a few... Here. I hope...
They will prove very useful.
Where could I find some food for you?
Sadly, there isn't much choice. You have to go look for it in this... Perhaps he will be more generous with a mercenary than with a simple...
Where could I find some food for you?
Sadly, perhaps he...
I'll take my leave.
Do I have to spill it out?
Would you just shut your stupid mouth for 2 seconds?
Oh, that's all I need. Don't you think I got enough of 'em? Hey, as long as it ain't me is paying for you, hey? You want to help? Not...
Get to the point before I set a torch to your breath.
All right, take it easy. No need to get nasty.
Keep talking.
Well, for a start, you could try and find one of my patrols that's gone missing. At first, I thought maybe one of those half-wits was sleeping it off under a tree somewhere. But it's...
I guess I could go back and...
What a coincidence. That's exact. After that, well, I suppose a pro like... It won't be luxury. I don't know if you've seen what we're...
The benediction of a drunk. Better and better.
It's what all us fucking mercenaries dream of.
Right. We may be living... And while you're at it...
What do you mean?
Kick their arses so they can't sit down and get drunk instead of patrolling.
Your men can't afford to keep their thumbs in their asses.
Knock yourself out, Pettyblade. I'll go and shake them awake. Perfect. I couldn't have done better. I reckon the lesson is gonna leave a few marks this time. Have you got time to go again, while they're still warmed up?
Why not? Let's go.
Even so, they are making progress. If you whack them enough times, they remember how to defend themselves. Are you up for giving them one last lesson?
One last lesson.
Look at this, my fate.
I'm going.
Nice job. Of course, they'll hate you for a while, but what they learned here today will save their lives one day.
My pleasure. I like this way.
You could at least answer when I ask.
Hello?